Hello, filthy movie lovers. My name is Gentry Austin.
And I'm Casey Scott.
And we're the hosts of the Sin Syndicate, film podcast for something weirdos, anti-criterion bros, and Joseph Sarno aficionados. Join us semi-weekly as we peer into the adults-only theaters and sticky-floored cinemas of the golden age of sexploitation, when the morals were loose, the laws were murky, and the intercourse was all simulated. Find us now on the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Hey, this is Jason Kleberg from the Force 5 podcast, a show that forces a guest to come up with a movie-themed top 5 list topic, and then we reveal our picks on air. Top 5 heist films, top 5 tearjerkers, top 5 movie dogs. Every show you'll be asking yourself, what would be on my list? Guests include directors, screenwriters, actors, podcasters, musicians, authors, and even a professional wrestler. Subscribe to the Force 5 podcast, and you won't just be a listener, you'll be a list nerd. The Force 5 podcast, available wherever you're listening now.
Kulturecast. I'm Chris Stachiw.
And I'm Sean Liang.
And today it's finally over, Sean.
I'm actually kind of sad. I had fun.
Well, having watched this movie, I'm not sad that we are finishing up our Nicolas Cage movie month.
I kind of liked it.
This is about as diametrically opposite a film as the one that we started this month with.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give you that.
Today we're going to be talking about the final film in our Nic Cage retrospective, Pay the Ghost from 2015. Otherwise known as A More Boring Wicker Man. But before we get to that film, Sean, have you been watching anything?
I think the only new thing, because I think I talked about Sausage Party last time, which I thought was pretty good, refreshing. I saw War Dogs last weekend, and I did not. I don't know. You said you were surprised that I didn't like it.
I mean, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, no. I mean, it looked, but the thing is, it looks very different than what it was. It looked like it was going to be some stupid comedy. But then I remembered that it's based on a true story, and as soon as it opens with like this really kind of brutal scene, you're like, oh, that's right, Miles Teller. You start remembering all the reasons why it's not going to be the movie that you think it is, and it's just kind of slow and drawn out, and it felt like one of the Oscar movies, especially one from last year, because it was like that true story kind of like grandiose thing. But I don't know. I didn't love Jonah Hill, and I usually do. I don't know. It just kind of was bland to me.
I mean, like I said, I have no interest in seeing it, so yeah. It just looks boring and not like something I would be interested in.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting story, but like I didn't feel like spending an hour and a half with it, you know.
Also, it doesn't help that I don't really like Miles Teller.
Yeah, I'm with you there for no good reason. I think he's kind of talented. I feel like he's talented, but I don't.
Yeah, I mean, with all the interviews I've read with him, the guy sounds like just a absolute prick of the highest order.
Yeah. I don't know. So, I haven't read them, but
you should check him out. He just sounds like just like a douche bro of the highest order.
That's kind of what it feels like.
If he had gotten cast as the new Han Solo in the upcoming Han Solo anthology film, I think I probably would have had zero interest.
Yeah, I probably would too.
Yeah, just like if Dave Franco had been cast in the movie. Yeah. So. But what have I been watching? Not a whole lot of anything really. Just been it's been a pretty kind of slow time coming back from Chicago Comic-Con. Which was fun. So got to meet some people that I'd been wanting to meet since forever. Got to meet Mulder and Scully from the X-Files. Finally got a chance to meet Bill Sadler, who was the first interview that I ever did for the site. He was super cool. So, it was a good time. Had a little bit too much to drink, had a little bit too much to smoke, but other than that, it was it was a good time. I have a very strange affinity for tiki bars, so one evening in Chicago, we spent the better part of the evening in 2 tiki bars. in 2 different parts of the city with some friends of ours who we were there with. So it was a lot of fun. So I didn't really.
I said there's nothing more inspiring than a tiki bar, though.
Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of time to watch anything. So I wanted to go see Sausage Party, but I'll probably just end up catching it when it hits on demand. So
yeah, there's not a lot out. I kind of want to see Don't Breathe, but that's it.
I mean, it's just another one of those movies I honestly have no interest in because the hype for it is probably way too much.
Oh, it's totally been done before 1,000 times.
The hype city. Like, man, there's like 1 or 2 horror movies a year that just get like hype train.
Oh yeah, it's like because they're the only ones that get like put in theaters.
Yeah, there are a lot of good horror movies that come out every year.
Just
don't believe the critics.
Yeah.
This is the one time I will tell you don't believe like the mainstream critics, because mainstream critics ignore 90% of the horror movies that come out. So, and it's true, they really do ignore most of the horror movies that come out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know you and I are both big advocates for the horror movie genre / sub industry in the industry of film. So,
yeah.
But let's speaking of horror movies, indie horror movies, this is a horror movie, I would say, and it is, you know, regardless of the fact that Nic Cage is the star of the film, I would say it's a pretty low budget film. Let's talk about Pay the Ghost from 2015. Stars Nic Cage, Sarah Wayne Caius, and Veronica Ferris. It is based off of a novella by Tim Levin and it is directed by Uli Adel. Uli Adel's only other directing credits are some stuff you probably have never heard of, including King of Texas, which is a King Lear set in Texas with Patrick Stewart. He also directed an episode of Twin Peaks, but he is a not very well-known director stateside. The IMDb synopsis for the film is: a professor frantically searches for his son who was abducted during a Halloween parade.
Coming home? He should be on his way right now.
There's something outside my window.
Oh, baby, you're having a nightmare, huh? Come on in. And keep each other safe.
Nice. Let's get some ice cream. Hey,
I really need you to stay close to me, and I need you to look where you're going, okay?
Dad, can we pay the ghost?
Pay the what? Charlie, did you see where my son went? Charlie! Charlie!
Where's Charlie? Where's Charlie?
I was holding his hand. I looked everywhere.
How are you holding up?
All I had to do was protect him. And isn't that what a father does? He protects.
I've been doing some research. Did you know that more children who disappear on Halloween don't ever come back? What if all of these missing children, what if they're all connected? What if there's something behind it?
You can't keep beating yourself up. It won't bring him back.
My son isn't dead.
It has all the children. It's here.
Until I know what happened to him, I am not going to stop looking. There is something different out there, and it's taking children.
Why didn't you protect him?
Where you're going, you ain't coming back.
Where have you been?
Do you see it?
See what, Charlie?
Look again.
Sean, neither one of us had seen this movie, obviously.
No, I've never heard of it.
I knew about it. I had seen trailers for it last year, and I thought that it looked absurd.
I can't believe it came out last year.
Yeah, right. It. Well, when we. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just say that much. What did you think of the film?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of liked it, but that's because I don't know. I have so many problems with it, but like it was just enough of like I don't know. For me, I think I just liked it because it was about Halloween. I don't know. It was just not. It's not a good movie at all, and I'm thinking about all the things that that went wrong. But I I don't know. It was fun for me. I don't know. For some reason, I watched it alone really late for the most part, and it was kind of fun. But I guess I was pleasantly surprised. I wasn't expecting much because it looks terrible, and it looks like it was made in the late 90s. And that's how it feels the whole time. I was like, I'm actually totally shocked that it was made last year. It came out last year.
Well, and it wraps up like a horror movie from the 90s.
Yeah, because it starts as like this weird like crime thriller, and then it tries to like fool you, but then it's this total cheesy horror movie, the whole time.
Well, I think towards the end of the film is when it really just kind of derails.
Yeah.
In the later third of the film. But like I mentioned in the intro, I mean, this movie is just, it has so many plot similarities to the Wicker Man.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, like, Nic Cage is trying to find a kidnapped kid.
Yeah,
everybody thinks he's crazy. There's something more supernatural going on in the background. Obviously, in Wicker Man, there's not really anything supernatural. It's more people doing shitty things to one another. In this film, there is definite supernatural stuff going on.
Yeah, that's what I think I like about it, is that there's a sense of mystery. And I think there's enough that kind of pulls me in, like pulls my attention in. But the payoff is quite tragic. The ending is just, it's comical.
It wraps up in like 10 minutes.
It does. And then that last 10 minutes is like walking through the worst haunted house you've ever seen. You know what I mean? Like
it's walking through a stage, on a sound stage somewhere.
Yeah, with
they
big
just like filled with, they just filled with smoke machines.
Yeah, and strobe lights. Literally you can see them.
Right. It is, for all the things that the film does, quote unquote, right, it pretty much just destroys those in the last 10-15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And there's an interesting idea here. I mean, I'm not going to lie. There is an interesting idea at play in this movie, but the execution is just poor.
Yeah.
And the worst part about this movie isn't even Nic Cage. Like, he's not bad in this movie. He's just, he's not bad or good. He's not doing much of anything.
Right. He's the last thing I think about in this movie.
He's not given anything exciting to do, which is, you have Nic Cage in your movie and you're not giving him anything exciting to do. That's
yeah. Then he just ends up yelling about nothing.
Yeah, and screaming about his lost child. Oh, he was right here. He was right here. I mean, it's not good. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just not anything. I don't understand how you could cast Nic Cage in your movie and not give him something interesting to do.
I know. It's actually funny because,
I would prefer crazy vampires kiss Nic Cage to this.
Exactly.
Because at least that version of Nic Cage, there's something interesting that he's doing.
Yeah, this one he just
in this movie it's just
the back.
Yeah, it's just boring. It's just like, oh great, well this is just boring as hell. He's not given anything interesting to do. He's this professor who just happens to teach what sounds like modern mythology.
Yeah, he was talking about cryptozoology, which I'm like, this is so ridiculous. It's like so perfect for. That's one thing about this movie. Everything is so forced and contrived that it's like, how convenient.
Yeah, he's teaching like literature and mythology is what it sounds like. I mean, they never really tell you. So he's talking about.
But he has that lecture on like monsters and.
Yeah, and like Sleepy Hollow, and like it's just. Coincidentally, his son gets kidnapped by this ancient evil force that's rooted in. Yeah, it's like, oh, come on.
It just so happens to be in New York on Halloween. It's just like all of these coincidences, and like it just so happens to be that the portal is in this subway. Right. You know what I mean? Like all of these things that just are so convenient for the script.
It is like James Bond Skyfall level of coincidence, where it's like. And like everything had to come into place and characters had, precognition of shit going on years ahead of time. Like this is this movie. Like his son gets kidnapped by a ghost, but he also happens to teach a class about like modern mythology and literature. It's like, come on, you didn't have to.
But it gets
the nail didn't have to be hit this hard on the head.
Because it gets even further with like the fact that he meets the whole thing about this like curse or whatever is that there's this witch who kidnaps 3 children every year on Halloween because the portal or the veil between like this life and the afterlife is very thin. So
but you're not explaining why 3 kids have to be kidnapped.
That's right. It was because she was burned.
It's because she was accused of being a witch. Yes. She may actually have been a witch, and the people of the town kidnapped her, like stormed her house in like the 1800s, kidnapped her, and also kidnapped and burned her kids at the stake and made her watch.
Yeah.
And so she cursed the people who did that, and that all happened on Halloween.
Yeah.
So now 3 kids a year have to be replaced, have to be paying the ghost, and that's what paying the ghost means.
Right. So we find out in the last 15 minutes of the movie that she can steal 3 children, and they have exactly 1 year before they can come back, and it can only be on the following Halloween. These rules are just so perfect, and it's so
so arbitrary.
Yeah, and luckily they find this teacher that practices witchcraft on the weekends.
Right, she's like what I'm assuming is Wiccan.
Yeah, she's a Wiccan. They're practicing a Wiccan tradition, which is the
Irish Wiccan mythology.
Yeah, it's a Samhain ritual, which is real, but it just so happens to be that they are there paying the ghost, which the children do by burning dolls every year so that they don't get stolen. So, but in the course of the year, Nic Cage meets the families of the other 2 children who were also kidnapped the same night that his son was. So it's all these things that line up. And of course, at the very end, spoiler, he ends up saving all 3 children in this sea of dead children.
Who also help him escape.
Yeah. They all swim, they fly and stop the witch from...
They stop him Shang Tsung style from Mortal Kombat.
Exactly.
Where all the dead souls come back.
Yeah. It's great.
It is such a poorly written film that I really actually want to go and read the novella by Tim Levin. It says based on, which could mean any number of things. It could literally just be the title. Yeah, exactly. They thought the title was cool, so that could literally be all this is based on is the title. I have heard of Stranger Things.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when you have a film like this that has some potential, and it has Nic Cage, who's he's come to grow on me this month for sure.
Yeah.
And then you have some fantastic character actors like Sarah Wayne Case and Lyric Bent, who is in Saw.
That's right.
And then it's this real kind of dud of a film. You even have Stephen McHattie, who is awesome in...
Oh, that was him.
Yeah, he's the blind guy in the...
Subway.
Yeah. He is really good in Pontypool.
Oh, that's where I'm thinking, oh my God, he's so good in that movie.
Yeah, and then you have him in this movie where he plays a complete waste of character, waste of space.
Yeah, he totally is. He's sort of mystical, but he's so shoehorned in there,
Right, and you can't even really tell it's him. I thought it was him when I was watching the movie, and then I was like, I gotta go and check on IMDb, and so I pulled up the IMDb page, and yeah, it is him.
That's nuts. I didn't know until just now. That's crazy.
But, oh my God. It's just, this movie has all these really great people, and they are given 0 to do.
Yeah.
They are given 0 to do, and that is a conscious choice by, the casting director who cast them, and Dan Kay, who wrote the screen.
Yep.
And, there's a lot of things in this movie that are, things that kind of just stick out to me. There seems like really weird lines and some weird choices. No professor ever has his students clapping after a lecture. Yeah. It's such you know what I mean? This is movie things, right? Yeah. This is a movie thing. This is a cinema thing.
Exactly.
This never happens in real life.
Just posting missing flyers a year after child is missing, just so that you can catch your kid on a bus. That was such a movie trope. You know what I mean?
No, it's or the thing that what made me really realize the people who are making this movie have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
So his kid gets kidnapped on Halloween, and then it jumps ahead a year later, 3 days before Halloween. Yeah. That is not how that works. A year later would be Halloween, right? Not a year later, 3 days before.
Right.
That you
gotta.
It doesn't make any. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. They have no.
It's messy. It's stumbling.
Right.
Yeah. It's
it makes no sense. That's not how that works. It's a year. A year later is a year later.
Yeah. Well, that's all we.
Yeah, and they're but 3 days before, because all of this can't take place on Halloween.
Right, because the rules won't allow for. They're so stuck in these strange control rules, arbitrary rules.
Right, and then no one notices vultures flying around New York as like a strange
It's
thing.
so weird, right?
There's like huge turkey vultures flying around in New York. That's not common. I've been to New York a couple times. I don't remember seeing giant turkey vultures flying around.
Yeah, no.
Unless they're all holed up in fucking Brooklyn drinking fair trade coffee. There is so much strange stuff going on in this movie. The fact that they talk about how children that don't disappear on Halloween are eventually found.
Yeah, that was so weird. That was like, and like how half of them are found again. And I was like, what?
That's not, I mean, go to your local Walmart and look around. They're like, look how many lost children signs there are. Children who don't disappear to the ghost creature on the other side of the portal. A lot of them aren't found.
They don't come back. That's why I was like, it was weird. They're like, oh, they usually come back. It's like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah. And I also, plot convenience aside, why would people be spray painting "Pay the Ghost" all over the place?
Exactly. Like it's been some kind of like, I don't know. It's like
a known thing.
Yeah. Like why hasn't
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand why is anyone spray painting "Pay the Ghost" on the walls?
Right. Like it's some urban legend. Like it's not. Because it's not like Candyman. It's not set up that way. You know what I mean?
No, it's set up as like a thing that nobody knows about.
Like some random,
and it's like rumored.
Yeah.
It's like a myth. Which Candyman is a myth, but I mean in this movie it's just such a strange choice.
It just happens out of nowhere. It's like it's not thought through. It's like it wasn't thought through. Like they wanted to have this moment. You know what I mean? So
I think the movie cares more about showing you cool things and actually like trying to tell an interesting story. At one point, Nic Cage and his wife, who isn't his wife anymore, he doesn't live with her after their son disappears. That whole thing is not really explained.
Yeah, it's not really clear, yeah.
And he has that like stereotypical like board in his apartment that has stuff all over it with like the string. No, but again, just total, it's fine. It's a movie thing, but in a movie like this that's not good.
It just stands out so much.
Yeah. They hire a psychic to like communicate with their son who gets fucking murdered.
Yeah, burned from the inside.
Burned from the inside out, which that's never explained why that happens.
Yeah, or how, or like even like
I guess because the witch was burned, she burned. That's the problem. You can't have this interesting idea and not attempt to explain it or give it some weight.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, and this thing happened. Cool. Like ask questions. They're never going to get
answered.
answered.
Because you have a lot of setups, but there's no follow through on anything. Like
no, there's really not a lot of follow through in anything that goes on in this movie. And again, this is an indie horror film with Nic Cage.
Yeah.
From last year. Last year, we had some horror movies come out that, some people really enjoyed and are, genre classics or, modern genre classics. It Follows. Stuff like that. And then you have a movie like this, which is the worst kind of horror movie.
Where it's like, doesn't even feel like a horror movie until the last.
No, and even in the last couple of minutes, it's just like, it's flat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so flat.
But
there's no tension. There's no stakes in this movie.
Yeah, this movie it totally feels like a Frankenstein horror movie, like where like every single moment is stolen from like another iconic moment in horror movie history. You know what I mean? Like every scene is taken from some sort of horror movie trope that we've seen before. So
and it's not done particularly well. You can cop other horror movie tropes if you do it well.
Right, but when you don't back it up with your original like story, like
you can't rely completely on everyone else's ideas.
Exactly. Because like of course like the whole subway thing just reminds me of Ghost. It's so similar to Ghost. We have like this guy who can see beyond, who has like a connection between the worlds, just like in Ghost. It's the same thing, but it's not explained. You know what I mean? It just kind of relies on our memory of other movies to sort of like get through explaining what's going on.
And, we've talked about this in the past very recently, that Nic Cage needs to be a little bit more discerning with the projects that he takes.
Yeah.
And I mean, he really does, because this movie is not good.
And the fact, again, that it was last year.
Right. I mean, this movie came out a year ago. It came out a year ago next month. Man, like Nic Cage, you cannot be making movies like this.
Yeah.
You can't be making movies like this. And this is the conversation that I feel like now needs to be had. you can't be making movies like this and expect your star power to grow.
Exactly. Or even last.
Right. Unless it's just for the money. And maybe it just is for the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, this movie was one of 2 movies that he made in 2015. He made this and he was in The Runner, which I didn't see.
I have no idea.
Frankly, no interest in seeing. This year he has 4 movies. The Trust, Dog Eat Dog, Snowden, and USS Indianapolis, Men of Courage. You can't be making movies like this that just diminish your star power.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the guy who at one point was Ghost Rider, which I know everybody likes to shit on that movie, but I mean, it's a Marvel movie any way you cut it.
Right.
This is the guy who won an Oscar for his turn in Leaving Las Vegas, which that movie is fantastic. I know it kind of fell off the boat for us talking about it this month, but
that movie is
it's a really good, depressing movie.
Yeah, it's a heavy movie. I can see why that would be. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, he was also great in Face Off. He, as terrible as Vampire's Kiss was, at least he had, something interesting to do in that movie. But you can't be making movies like this that are just complete throwaways.
Yeah.
I almost felt like I saw Nic Cage looking off screen every 2 seconds, making sure that he was still getting a paycheck.
Yeah, right.
and that the catering was still the catering table was still full.
Exactly. Which on an indie set, that's totally possible.
Right. I mean, that's my issue with this film is that it just no one involved with it seems to care.
Yeah.
And frankly, I can't blame them.
Yeah.
I can't fault Nic Cage for not caring about being in this movie. Because if I were in this movie just for the money, I wouldn't care either.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. What is there to care about? This movie is a mess. The whole latter third of the film wraps up so quickly and so poorly that there's a lot of rising action and there's no climax or
resolution. Yeah, there's really nothing.
No, there's nothing. And that's kind of sad because again, it had some really interesting ideas.
Yeah.
But I mean, they clearly just did not. I don't know. They didn't care. I guess maybe it was just trying to bank on the name of Nic Cage.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I don't know. Some things. I don't know. I wonder if it's just like a production thing. Like how much of it got screwed up. I mean, but the thing is like now. It comes from like the script it starts there, I mean, there's a lot wrong with it. Like it does rely heavily on it relies on us making a lot of assumptions and that, I want to be like, well, I want to give it the benefit of the doubt and say like, well, maybe something went wrong during production, but it's just, so there's certain things about this kind of movie that's kind of wrong from the core,
Right. Well, and even if something did go wrong in production, it doesn't matter because, I mean, again, this is an indie horror film. This is an indie horror film that will get lost in the shuffle and nobody will remember it. Nobody remembers it now and it's only been out for a year.
Yeah, I've never even heard
This is
of it.
probably the first time that anyone has talked about Pay the Ghost in 2016.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's not like it was a really well-reviewed film. It's not like it had a lot of hype. It's not like it was an indie, kind of breakout hit either. It's not like it's not like any of those things happened. It was a dud.
Yeah.
It was a dud.
I just don't. It's the kind of thing where like I don't know why this sort of movie would be made, other than like there was some good ideas that just never got fleshed out.
They wanted to try to make money, and I don't know. I mean, there's a market for these kinds of movies, right?
I guess so. I mean, I watched it. I would probably watch this if I don't know though. I don't think I would. Like the cover. I mean, here's the thing. The poster of the movie does not look like what. I mean, you know what I mean? It just doesn't look like, and that's what it looks like it's trying to do. It's like this divide between this crime thriller and then this absurdist horror movie.
And what cracks me up is, I mean, think about it. In this day and age, this is a day and age where you can have a massive, actor like Nic Cage as your lead in a straight to DVD movie.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And this is the sort of thing where I think maybe Nicolas Cage's reputation kind of hurt the movie. I mean, looking at the cover, I'm looking at it right now because he's holding this flashlight. It kind of looks like other movies he's been in where instead of the flashlight, he's holding a gun. So I have a lot of assumptions about this movie just from seeing him in it. So like, it's funny that we're talking about his reputation and
well, and I mean, if you look at his career and the last, 20 films that he's done, half of them are straight to DVD.
Yeah.
come on, man, you got to be a little bit more discerning with your roles. If you're more discerning with your roles, people will start to offer you better stuff.
Yeah, I think we'll also like receive him.
You can't take that shotgun approach and, choose everything and hope that one thing hits. I mean, I think maybe Nic Cage loves working and loves acting, but just because you do doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
That's real. That is really, don't let me tell you what to do, but that's just my take on it. If I were in his position, I would not be doing everything that came across my plate.
Yeah, you kind of want to have some sort of like standard, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, Johnny Depp probably loves working. He's a bad example. Because he seems to work everything now too.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Fassbender seems to love acting, but you don't see him being in every single thing known to man.
Right. I mean, who is it that? There's who's the actress in Jurassic Lost World? Why can't I think of her name? Julianne Moore. She's the one that's known to do like one really big indie movie every year and then one big commercial movie every year. These are actors who are good and who love what they do,
but they don't compromise the quality of themselves to be in terrible.
Right.
films.
Instead, they choose the work carefully. You know what I mean? And I think that's great. Like, that's awesome. Nicolas Cage has always seemed a little bit desperate, but because that's how we know him,
Right. I mean, mind you, this is the same guy who 5 years ago sold an Action Comics 1 for $2.16 million, the first Superman comic. He sold it for $2.16 million to help pay his tax liens and other debts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this guy is working because he needs the money.
Right. This is what
Yeah, everybody knows that. So, well, skip it or watch your best performance, Sean.
Skip it. It was, I'll admit I had some fun watching it, but definitely it's not worth the headache of trying to figure anything out. So skip it. Best performance. I was really happy to see Sarah Wayne Callies from The Walking Dead because I love her. But again, it was just sort of weird. Like, it was a weird, it's not satisfying to watch your favorite actors do things like this, So it's not even like worth a best performance, but
for me, it's a skip. It's not a good movie. It's just kind of a waste of everybody's time. And it, like I said, it had some really interesting ideas, but I think execution wise
it was all over the place.
Yeah. The execution and the ideas are far apart.
Yeah.
Very far apart. Best performance. I mean, I haven't seen Lyric Bent in like anything else, and he seemed, he's good at playing a cop, so he's probably been typecast as a cop. So, I mean, Lyric Bent, he was good in Saw, and he's, he's just kind of middle of the road in this. He's not much. They don't give him much of anything to do.
Yeah, I feel like I can't fault the actors were pretty good in this movie, but they weren't really used well.
And I have to give the movie some props for having the balls to fucking plug a sequel or set up a sequel at the end of the film. That was a little. I always laugh when a movie has like the nerve to do that.
To suggest,
yeah. It's like, come on, just knock it off. Just quit it.
Right, let it be.
Yeah. What do you think the film has on Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh man, does it have enough reviews?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
I want to say
it's 28 reviews.
Wow, that's not a lot. Okay, 30%.
11%. No critics consensus. Audience score is 27.
That's funny.
Yeah, this movie, like I said, nobody's gonna remember it. Nobody remembers it now, and it's only a year later.
Yeah. There's no way this.
It's just Nic Cage at this point has become like Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
He is making a bunch of straight to DVD movies, and they all just kind of mesh together to form this one big kind of cohesive blob of movies. Yeah, of movies. So. Well, Sean, before I talk about next month's theme and the movies we're going to be covering, anything you want to talk about? Can you talk about it?
Nothing new yet. Hopefully, I will say that we have a movie coming out soon. I'm not sure exactly when. We're hoping that it'll be out this fall that we're really excited about. It's called WTF, World Thumb Wrestling Federation. I'm sure you can look them up on Facebook, and it's pretty new right now, but that'll be coming out soon, and I'm excited about that. I'm in that a little bit too. So, but you can, as always, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm Shonifer, and on Facebook, I'm Sean Liang. I post all the updates there. Not too many.
And as always, you can follow me on Twitter at Kulturestash, and check out the Kulturecast on iTunes and Stitcher Radio and all podcast apps, and cultureshock.com. Just check it out. Movie reviews, video game reviews, and wrestling as well. Big thanks as always to Wavoka for the intro-outro music for the podcast. That song is Lament off of their self-titled first album, and you can find them over at wavoka.bandcamp.com if you want to check out their album and their website. And if you want to help us out, kick a couple dollars our way so that Sean doesn't have to pay the ghost. Head on over to patreon.com/culture_shocked. September, new theme. No more Nic Cage.
No more Nic Cage.
No more Nic Cage, but instead of Nic Cage, kaiju movies. You don't know what kaiju movies are? That's Godzilla, Gamera, Mothra, Ghidorah, big Japanese monster movies. No Godzilla from 1999 or 2014 for us.
Nope.
It is going to be
going back.
Japanese, Taiwanese, Chinese, Thai. I mean, it's all, we're all over the place. We are really all over the place next month. But to kick off the month, we're going to be talking about the original, the one and only Godzilla from 1954, the Japanese cut of the film.
Gojira.
Not the American cut of the film featuring Raymond Burr, the all Japanese, no English version.
The 100% Japanese.
The 100% Japanese version. So make sure to check that one out.
If you're looking for more horror outside of the mainstream, look no further than Unsung Horrors, a podcast about underseen horror movies. I'm Lance.
And I'm Erica. Every other week, we'll cover a horror movie with fewer than 1,000 views on Letterboxd. We'll even give you double feature recommendations to pair with the movies we discuss.
From gothic to shot on video, from slashers to comedies, from giallo to J-horror, we'll cover all the subgenres. So join us as we unearth these hidden gems of horror.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at Unsung Horrors, available wherever you listen to podcasts. And part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.